What's up guys, and welcome back to WBC Builds, and welcome to another one of these weekly build challenges. So the idea here is each week I show you guys an image, a structure, a scene, and I want you to recreate it to the best of your abilities in Minecraft. Once you've done that, you come on over to our Discord, you go to the share your build section and you post it in there with the tagline, I was challenged to build this. Once you've done that, I go back through, have a little look and go, oh, that's really nice, that's lovely, yes, I really like that one. I do make those noises to myself, just ignore me sometimes. But anyway, so after I've done that, I put them into this week's videos so you guys can see what's going on, as in the next week's one, you know what I mean. So make sure you stick around to the end of this video to see last week's builds, as there were some really amazing ones from that. So you're probably wondering, what is this week's build? Now, this week's build is Blake Hall Station, or was Blake Hall Station. The station no longer exists, it was once part of the London Underground, and it's now a private house. So the idea here is I want you guys to recreate it to the best of your ability. So the whole station, the area around it, and whatever else you want to add to it to make it look, ooh, really good. And obviously I will then share it next week if it makes it into my top 3. So without further ado, I'm going to go on over and show you guys how I went about building it myself with a nice little time lapse and then some cinematics as we talk about last week's builds and this week's build. So let's get straight into that. Right, so the first part of this building I wanted to start with was the station master's house. So that's the building you see when you look at the image that I shared. It's a nice little red brick structure with 3 windows across the front and 2 on the side. So that's 1 each on either side. And it is just meant for one occupant, really, one family who live here and run the train station, because this is a real rural little train station, so there isn't much else going on around here. Going to come around to the side now and start building the main station itself. It is just a small single structured red brick building with 2 windows across the front and a nice big doorway. I couldn't really get the shape right straight away, so I tried to mess around to try and see if it worked, but in the end I was happy with how I managed to do it. So we're going to come around here to the platform side and build a little canopy that sits over the top there. I'll come back round later on and add some benches and that to it. But now it's on to building the main infrastructure for the place. And I've got to say, I love building railway infrastructure. It is one of the things that I really enjoy doing most in the game, and it's one of the things that I don't do enough of. So if you guys want to see some actual railway buildings, let me know, because I'm always happy to do that. But I've also already got a video out explaining how I build railways like I do, so please check out the description for that one. It's a really interesting video. Now this place is almost done, just going to go around and put some hedges and some trees in, and then it's finally time to go have a little look around, but not before I put in one of my signature little greenhouses here and a nice little garden with some flower beds in there just to bring it a bit more life, and then put some flower beds around the actual platform itself, and then throw those trees about, and hey, we're already done. So let's go take a look at how this looks and have a little look at last week's builds. So yeah, I really enjoy building that train station and giving it a bit of life around it as well, because that's what these places really need, a good nice landscape to sit in. This one could be built in a town or a city, but it looks so much better out here in the countryside. So to take a look at last week's one, remember the idea last week was to build a scene. So you could have built as much of that area as you wanted, but you had to build those 3 buildings that I built as well. So my top 3 this week were Jake Tracy. He appeared last week as well, but this time around he did a real good job with these lovely Georgian buildings, and he added a few more buildings as well to give it a bit more flair. Then we had Sir Lancelot, who did a real nice reconstruction as well, quite reminiscent of my one, but I really liked what you did with the corner buildings and adding a bit of life around it as well. And then we had the trombonist, who is a new candidate I haven't seen before, and this was a real nice build that stood out to me. Great job there. So guys, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoy this one. Train stations are definitely a requested thing on the channel, so get ready to see some more in the future for sure. But anyway guys, get inspired, get building, and I'll see you next time.